you can create a leaderboard on any sort of paired comparison data that you have.
Clayton, what is ArenaRank?
ArenaRank is the open source Python package that we released where we took our code of how to compute the leaderboards and we published it so that anyone else can see it, install it, and produce their own leaderboards using it. It's the code base for computing leaderboards that Arena uses. We put a permissive license on it so you can use it in any sort of projects you want.
Can I start my own business using this open leaderboard?
So it is released under an Apache 2 license, which is very permissive, and you can actually use it for whatever projects you want.
Commercially?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we considered doing a non-commercial license, but we thought might as well be as open as we can. So this was open sourced in the past, but sort of when we became a company, we moved to an internal repo. And then we decided we need to open this back up so that we can be audited, people can contribute to it, researchers can see and understand it. So we took the parts of our code repo that produce the leaderboards and we created a separate open source repo where we put that, and then we migrated our internal pipelines to use that same open source code. Our production jobs that compute the leaderboards, they import ArenaRank.
What kind of person would try to create their own leaderboard?
So probably other people who are either doing research in AI evaluation, or they're interested in sort of sports analytics or video game tournaments or chess rankings. Anyone who has data of either competitions or voting or paired comparisons would find this useful for creating a leaderboard out of their data.
Is this good to help me learn about data science?
I think the best way to learn about data science is by doing it. So this would be an example of getting hands-on experience using production quality code on real data and learning about ranking models for sure.
How does it work?
So this is an implementation of the Bradley-Terry model and some extensions of it, and we used the framework JAX. So that's something released by Google, and it allows a very efficient implementation. So it has some nice features including just-in-time compilation, so it's very fast, and also it uses AutoGrad, so we kind of reduce the amount of errors that we make when we're writing the code because it does a lot of the math for us automatically.
So I could collect my own data and then use Arena's open source methodology to recreate a similar leaderboard?
Mm-hmm. You can use this on any sort of paired comparison data that you have and produce a leaderboard the exact same way we do. And this is sort of general purpose too. So you can even do it for stuff like chess games or sports matches and create a ranked leaderboard for any sort of competitive paired comparison data.
So if I didn't work in Arena, I could contribute to this open source repo?
Yeah, so we actually accept and encourage contributions from anyone. And that's actually sort of how I got started with Arena as well. Even before it was a company, they had an open source repo, and I was playing around with their code and data. And I ended up making some useful contributions that were noticed, and I was able to join the team based on that.
What kind of leaderboards were you creating before you joined Arena?
I was really working a lot on esports, so taking tournaments from League of Legends or Dota or StarCraft and collecting large data sets of matches and producing leaderboards with that.
What would somebody even contribute?
So there's sort of a lot of different contribution areas. You could do stuff where you rewrite the code to make it faster, or you could add additional models, or you could add utility scripts that make it easier to use, or you could add examples of it being used on other data. All of those things we would consider useful.
What do I need to get started?
To get started, all you really need is a Python environment. You can install this package on pip, or you could also clone the repo and build it from source using UV. To get started, the fastest way would be to look at the examples that we have in our repo. So we have a number of examples using Arena data and other sources of data like the NBA or video game tournaments. And these are sort of step-by-step walkthroughs, how to load the data, how to pre-process it, and how to use the functions from ArenaRank to produce leaderboards.